Hello, welcome back to my channel again. So today the channel should be continued the yesterday one. This one is a science lesson. Okay, we continue with the chapter 3. Yesterday is a 3.1 that is about the what's the topic? Okay, carbon footprint. Okay, there's a product of the life carbon footprint. Okay, so from here we need to go is a pollution. Okay, 3.1 they're talking about recycle, is it? So we continue with the next one. There's a continue chapter 3 also. There's an environmental pollution. Okay, this one we see what we need to study. Okay, let me continue. Okay, first one, the environmental pollution. There's an unwanted changes in the physical, chemical, or you say the biological characteristic. There's a air, water, and also soil. So we're talking about this pollution because of the chemical changes, the physical changes, and also the biological changes. So that's why we got certain of the pollution. Okay, let's see pollution. We can separate by how many types. Okay, so from here we separate by four types. Four type of the pollution. I think everybody also very familiar with these four of the pollution. Then you also know how to solve it. Then you also know how what is the source. So, but we need to go through again now because this one is one of the topic from the chapter 3. Okay, let's see one by one. From every pollution we discuss about the sources. Okay, what will cause about the pollution. Number 2, we will discussing about the effect. Okay, after this one pollution, then what's the effect for the human being, for the animals, for the plant, for our environment. Okay, last one sure is overcome. How we go to overcome this all effect. Okay, let me start with one by one. The first one should be land pollution. Okay, land pollution, there's sources first. We go to discuss about the sources. Okay, first one, the sources, we can see the point form. Okay, first one, they say excessive the use of fertilizer and also pesticide. Okay, when we use over the fertilizer and also pesticide for the plantation, that means the over the extra one, they will flow, okay, or they will absorb in the soil. So this all they will one of the pollution for the land pollutions. Maybe after the long time, the land become not fertilizer. So that means they will affected another plantation. So this one is one of the sources for the farmers when they use more of the pesticide because they want to avoid the insect to come. Okay, number 2 is about the inappropriate manage the solid waste. Okay, maybe the waste from the animal, from the plant, there's a not a proper way to go to control it. They just put like this only on the soil. So this one also will be affected the land pollutions. Okay, number 3, we got acid rain. Okay, when the rain just drop, they with the acid, they also be affected the plant and also the soil. Then the soil that's not suitable for the plantation. So this one's one of the land pollutions. Okay, and the last one from here they say about the nuclear waste. Okay, the nuclear waste from the nuclear power station or the electronic waste they from the some of the industrial. These all thing also will be absorbed, okay, by the soil. So this one they will affected the land pollutions. Okay, now we're going to see got 4 example of the sources. We got so many. So from here, I just give you some of the example only. Okay, they got sources. Sure, we need to know what's the effect. Okay, when the land just over absorb the this one, the waste and also the excessive fertilizer and also pesticide. You see what's the effect? Okay, let's see the effect. Okay, we also separate by 4 of the effect. Okay, you see the diagram. The soil absorb the waste. Okay, then you got plantation, some more sure got water. Okay, this one water is together. Okay, they will together with the waste go through the river and also ocean. So this one they will create another pollution, is it? So you can see one by one the effect. First one, they will polluted the water resources. Okay. Finally, they will making this not safe to drink. Okay, of the water. So finally, they also will be affected the animal, aquatic organism, and also the human being. Okay, another one, the effect causing the animal to be migrate to new habitat because you already disturb the land pollution. So that means now the animal and plantation there's are not suitable to stay there. So finally they need to change another place. So that's why we causing there's a migrate to the new habitat. Okay, number three about the plants causing the infertility in the plants. That means the plants they cannot grow well. Okay, so that means the plantation they need to maybe the farmer they cannot get the good income. Okay, because the infertility of the plant they cannot get well for growing. Okay, causing the effect. So the last one should be the causing the health problem. So this one's a causing health problem from a human being lah, because the plant when they just absorb the land of pollution, they absorb some of the polluting chemical things. So this one, the plant when the human being just take it, all the water, okay, for the fertilizer they flow in the water for the human being to drink it, so they fight it. There's such as a cancer and also skin diseases they will cause for the human being. So this one is a sum of the effect they got related, land related with the water. Okay, so finally the effect still on the human being and also animal and also the plants. Finally, sure our earth also will be polluted. Okay, now we're going to see how we go to overcome the problem of the land pollutions. Okay, here I will give you some of the example. There are only three. Let's see what we need to do. The simple one, we can do recycle and also upcycle. I think this one student, you can recall back 3.1. What's a recycle? What's a upcycle? Okay, number two, we can decomposing to make the compost. Okay, you can making about the compost, that means reuse. Reuse the waste become the compost. After that can help the plantation also. And the last one, we need to avoid littering. Okay, don't be throw the rubbish to anyway. So that means we can keep the something, we can use it, the waste we can recycle again. So we go to keep it. So this is one of the thing, how to overcome the land pollutions. Okay, then we go back to our the second pollution. So this one's a land pollution. I already present about the sources, the effect, and also the way how to overcome. Then we go through another pollutions. Okay, now we go through to next pollutions. Okay, the next pollution, now we go through to the thermal pollutions. Thermal is a meaning of heat. That means the heat pollution to our life. You see what happened? Okay, we go through. Okay, we also separate by three things. First one, we go through the sources. Okay, when you see the diagram, okay, the forest already destroyed because too hot of high temperature. Okay, now the first one, okay, deforestation. Deforestation, that means it's one of the thermal pollutions. Okay, how you go to this forest? So maybe you go to burn. You go to burn, that means it's one of the thing to make the whole earth become high temperature. Okay, when high temperature we call it as a thermal pollutions. Okay, the second one should be the industrial activities. Industrial activity they will produce a CO2, carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide is one of the gases to make the earth become hot, high temperature, because they trap all the CO2, then they create about the global warming. Okay, global warming that will make the whole earth become high temperature. So that means this one is one of the problem now we face it. Okay, and also very serious because the heat is keep increasing. Okay, and another sources, there's a burning of the fossil fuel. I think everybody know when it's just burning, okay, they will produce a monoxide and also carbon dioxide. These all gases, they will trap the heat. When they trap the heat, that means the thermal pollution will be increasing. So from here, the burning fossil from the vehicle and also the machine, there also is one of the sources to cause the thermal pollutions. Okay, then we go and see what is the effect for thermal pollutions. Okay, the effect is, okay, you can see the diagram, we feel hot lah, is it? Okay, hot. After that is what effect? Increase the earth temperature. Okay, increase the earth temperature, that means you can think about the North Pole. When the temperature high, that means all the ice that will melt. When it just melt, that means the sea level that will increasing. For the lower area, they will find the problem is a flood. Okay, this one is one of the terrible problem. So this one, they will increase the earth temperature and also lead the global warming. Okay, then the next one should be causing heat stroke. Okay, because too high temperature. If the too high temperature for you, the workers, they just under the sun and work, they can cause about the heat stroke. Okay, number three, they're causing about wildfire. The wildfire means example for the indoor. Okay, before that we see the forest. Then nobody go to burn. Then just because of high temperature, then suddenly the whole forest become wildfire happen. So this was a one situation because of the heat too hot already. So the forest they will automatic to be burned up. So this was a one of the problem. Okay, the next one should be causing the death of animals and also the plants. Too hot already. Okay, so that means they also cannot exact too high temperature. They cannot do the photosynthesis because too high already. The water also not enough. So finally, they will causing the animal and also the plants dead. Okay, now these four problems, we go and see how to overcome here. Okay, you can see the way to overcome the thermal pollution. We also separate by three, the simple one. Okay, first one, sure, we want to replanting the trees lah, because you deforestation already. So you need to planting back. Okay. Number two, we need to do some cool and hot water from the industry waste before disposal. You need to cool down. Okay, maybe the water after the processing, they produce high temperature. That means you need to use a technique, use some the technician or something, the uh, technology, you go to cool down the water first. Okay, after that before they want to disposal. So this one is a one thing you can reduce the thermal pollution in the sea. Okay, so number three is creating the green area in the city. So nowadays many of them they want to create a green city. Example, some of the garden they want to build how many percent of the tree. Then the building they also need to do some garden. This one is one of the green area in the city they need to build up. Okay, then we go back to the another pollution. So this one is a second pollution. We're talking about thermal pollutions. So remember the sources, the effect, and the way how to overcome. Now we go to third pollutions. Okay, I think the third pollution everybody know there should be the water pollutions. Okay, these all pollution they got relationships. So that means they will affected to another pollutions. Now we go to water pollutions. Okay, water pollution, I think everybody know about this. Okay, the first one sure is from the waste from wastewater, domestic waste. This one is from your house, the detergent from the kitchen. Okay, detergent and also sewage, solid waste, rubbish, and also the industrial waste, example, grease. Okay, when this all flow to the river and also sea, this one is one of the water pollutions. Okay, chemical substance used from the agriculture, such as fertilizer and also pesticide. Just now we're talking about land pollutions from the agriculture. Is it the land absorb? Okay, some is extra, they will flow to the river. So this one also is one thing that causes about water pollutions. And the last one, there's a oil spill. Oil spill from the ships. When the ship they bring the oil, suddenly they got spill on the sea. That means this one they will disturb the aquatics because they cover at the surface. That means they cannot get the oxygen. Okay, for the plant under the sea, they also is one of the problem when this one will happen. So we call it this is a sources for the water pollutions. Okay, after that we're going to see effect. What's the effect for these all pollutions? So everybody you can guess lah. You can see the diagram what happened. Okay, all the fish die already. Okay, cannot stay for longer time. Now you see why become like this. The first one, you're reducing the source of clean water. Okay, the water cannot clean already. Number two is death of the aquatic animals and also the plants. Okay, number three is affecting the economy, especially in the agriculture industry. So that means when this one situation be affected, so first one agriculture, Okay, the water and also the aquatics, example for fish and also seafood, these all they be affected. So this one is a one of the economy affected. Okay, and the last one should be disturbing the ecosystem balance. Okay, is certain of the aquatics they dead faster, that means they will affected the ecosystem for the food web. So this one is a one of the thing that will affected human being also. Okay, so this one we call it ecosystem balance. They will disturb in the ocean or in the river. Okay, so from here we need to think about how to overcome the water pollutions. Okay, you can see the diagram here. The big diagram sure is a recycle. Okay, how we going to discuss about recycle? Okay, recycle the waste. Okay, the waste don't straightforward go and throw away in the river or in the water. So you can recycle the waste. Okay, just like the plastic bag. When you just throw into the river, that means all the aquatic they cannot maybe they trap in the plastic, that means they will dead. They cannot get the oxygen. So this one is one of the thing we need to reduce the plastic bag. Okay, number two, you can see about example, implement the law. Okay, this one implement the law, okay, to protect the river. Okay, some of the diagram they show love the river, or they say cannot throw the rubbish in the river. After that, you need to punish how much. This one is a law that need to make it become tighter. Let everybody can be save our river. Okay, number three is a factory. They need to treat the industry waste before releasing it to the stream. So that means they need to filter. Filter first before they want to release to the river or ocean. Okay, this one is a one of the example how we go to reduce the water pollutions. So now we go to discuss number three already. For the sources, effect, and also the way how to overcome for the three pollutions. Then we go to the last one. Last one, I think everybody also famous, very friendly about these pollutions because our earth is more of these pollutions. Okay, now we're going to see what is that. The last one sure is the air pollutions. Okay, everybody also know the air pollution is serious, very serious in our earth, the whole world, we can say. Okay, now we're going to see what is that. Okay, first one, the sources of the air pollution. You can see the diagram. This one is a series of the pollution from the factory. Okay, what is that? The first one is a burning of the fossil. Okay, burning of the fossil and also the biomass fuel. Okay, these all things will produce more of the carbon dioxide. Okay, not just only carbon dioxide, the sulfur also get. These all things they will make the atmosphere okay become unhealthy, the breathing because the air already pollute. Okay, then we go and see the another situation. There's a natural phenomena such as a volcanic eruptions, forest fire, dust storm, decaying of the organic waste. This all is a sum of the phenomena also will causes about air pollutions. And the last one example is a human activity, such as the exhausted gas from the vehicle, okay, blast furnaces, then the thermal power station, industry, and also garbage disposal site. Okay, this one is some human activity we need to control. Okay, we need to control, reduce the air pollutions. Okay, let's see the effect. Okay, you can see the diagram, blur, totally blur. You can see about our twin tower become blur already. So this one is a one of the thing that will causing haze. Okay, causing the haze, they also be disturb your breathing. Okay, number two, causing about diseases such as a bronchitis. Bronchitis just like your trachea got problem. When you just breathing, you find very hard. Okay, for the some of the patient they got asthma, then coughing. Okay, number three now is causing about the rate of photosynthesis to decline due to the smoke and dust, prevent the plant from getting sunlight. Okay, and the last one, the effect should be causing a global warming. Okay, greenhouse gases after that cause the global warming because of the increase in the temperature. Okay, now you can see the last part. There's a way to overcome the air pollutions. Okay, we need to reduce the burning activities. Okay, reduce the open burning activities. Okay, number two, you need to plantations. Reduce the activity for the deforestations. Okay, after reduce the deforestation, that means you need to opposite that. There's a replanting the trees. Okay, replanting more of the trees. And the last one, we need to creating the city park. Okay, although you can do the lodging, but another way you need to replant again. Maybe you create one of the city park, full with the greenhouse effects. We need to reduce. That means you make the green city. Just now we got discussed about green city, is it? So that means they can create the city park and full with the plantations, and also as a gardener. So this one's one of the thing we can reduce the air pollutions. Okay, create more of the oxygen, reduce more of the CO2. Okay, so this one is what we want to discuss about the four pollutions, the sources, the effect, and also the way to overcome. Okay, now we go through to the next situations. Okay, the next one we need to go is air pollution impacts. So that means we're talking about air pollutions. Okay, now we need to see how we go to count. Is it this one, the situation is serious or not serious? So we're using API, there's a air pollution index to measure. Okay, the index should like this. I think everybody know this one. Before that, the Malaysia also got the citations, got haze. So we detect by using the API to see what level there's a suitable. Okay, if the level become orange color means very, very unhealthy. So that means this one situation, the whole country, okay, whole state, you need to close. Okay, example, the last time Malaysia also got a certain area they stopped the school already. The student cannot go to school because of the haze is high HAPI. The level should be high. Okay, now you're going to see the explanation. Okay, air pollution index, there's an API. There's a one of the air pollution parameter. Okay, go to measure. There's a use to determine the air pollution level. So from here, the higher the value of the API means that means the higher the level of the air pollutions. So we're using the API as a one of the thing to measure the pollution level, air pollution level, is it high or low? Okay, if you got A, that means we should got water parameter. We need to know the water, is it pollutions high or low? Okay, let's see the second one. Okay, the second one should be the level of water pollutions. Okay, we need to know the level of the water pollution. Is it high or low? So how to go to measure? Okay, we call it using the biochemical oxygen demand. Okay, there's a BOD. It's a water pollution barometer, which is measured to determine the water pollution level. Okay, how to determine? High BOD value indicate the presence of the more microorganism. So that means if the microorganism is more, that means that situation is a high pollution. So BOD when just high, that means the pollution should be higher. Okay, continue to explain. The higher the BOD value, water sample, that means the higher the level of the water pollutions. Okay, now we're going to see effect of the water pollution we call eutrophications. Let's see the diagram. This one we call eutrophication. The green color at the surface, this one actually is algae. That means the algae already glow at the surface of the water. They will close all the sunlight and they will absorb all the oxygen. So that means the oxygen in the water now is not enough. So from this one situation, we need to using BOD to test it. Is it the oxygen in the water more or less? So that means if BOD become high, mean we test it. Now the oxygen already not enough. Okay. If BOD I test it, there's a less, means inside we still got oxygen. Okay. So this one is a BOD value. Okay. Effect of the water pollution we call eutrophications. There's a occur when the nitrate ions and also the phosphate ions from the fertilizer, okay, from the plantation, they flow into the nearby water resource. So you can say about the lake, you can say about the river that causes algae bloom. That means the algae is too much already. Okay, then we continue. Eutrophication normally where to occur? The nearby the agricultural areas. Okay. Okay, now we're going to see the BOD, how to test it. Okay, BOD is the amount of dissolved oxygen that needed by the microorganism to dispose organic substance in the water resource. Okay, we see the later we see the diagram, then we know more detail what's a BOD. Okay, BOD value of the sample can be known by calculating. We need to calculate the time taken for the methylene blue solution to decolorize after being mixed with the water sample. So methylene blue solution is a one of the solution. There's a blue color. Okay, when you just put inside the sample water, that means the sample water become blue color, is it? So that means they need to calculate the time. How long the color, blue color, they will decolorize. That means when it just faster to decolorize, means that one the pollution should be higher. Okay, why they will decolorize? Because the oxygen not enough. So that's why they will decolorize. Okay, now let me see some example. Okay, the faster the time taken to colorize for the methylene blue solution, that means the BOD is higher. BOD higher is what's the meaning? Pollution higher. Okay, let me continue. Okay, shorter time taken to decolorize the methylene blue solution. The meaning is high BOD. Okay, high BOD, more microorganism present in the water sample. If more microorganism means what? The oxygen not enough. Okay, so the last one is higher level water pollutions. Okay, so this all is a relationships. Okay, now we go through the next one. Okay, you can see about the diagram. For the first one, there's a healthy water. Okay, healthy water inside we got dissolved oxygen. Okay, you see there's a balance. Microorganism also got. Okay, and the last one is organic material. Okay, you can see there's a just balancing. Okay, now when the water contain excessive organic material, where's the organic material to come? Example, from the agriculture. There's a fertilizer and also pesticide. Then we call it that's organic material. When the organic material just drop in the water, so the microorganism now they will start to break this all organic material. When they break, what they need oxygen. Okay, so from here, as a microorganism, they want to break down the excessive organic material. They use up dissolved oxygen. When they just use the oxygen, now the whole water, what happened? The oxygen already not enough. So when the oxygen is not enough, so they will harm the aquatic life. So we're using the BOD to test, is it the oxygen inside enough or not enough? If the oxygen enough, that means the blue color, they will continue blue. Okay, if the oxygen is not enough, that means your methylene blue solution, they will faster decolorize. Okay, so this one is a one of the parameter, one to measure, is it the water got pollutions or no pollutions? Okay, this was a 3.5 activity from a textbook. The one of the experiment they want to find out which one sample water is high pollutions. So they want to determine the water pollution in the different water sample. Okay, first one they're using methylene blue solution. They're just only using 0.1%. Okay, this one should be constant variable lah, because everyone also same. Okay, the sample water must 200 cm cube. This one also is a constant variable. Okay, apparatus, we're using the four reagent bottle filled with the cover, syringe, watch, and also the measuring cylinder. Okay, you can see the diagram A until D. The first one they're using is 200 cm cube tap water. Okay, this one is a river water. Then this one should be the pond water. And this one is a distilled water. Okay, we got 200 cm cube for the four different sample water. Okay, now we're going to see the next one. Okay, they explain the procedure, what we need to do. Okay, first one, we add 1 cm cube methylene blue solution for every reagent bottle, A until D, using the syringe. Then close all the reagent bottle. Okay, keep all the reagent bottle in a dark cupboard. So why they want to keep in a dark cupboard? That means important they want to test. Is it the microorganism can stay there or not? If they put in the under the sun, that means microorganism that cannot stay. That means actually also cannot test anything. So from here they want to put inside the dark cupboard. Now we need to observe the color of the water sample for every 30 minutes and record the time taken for the methylene blue solution to decolorize. Okay, now we're going to see. Okay, this is a one of the video, short video lah. So the student, you can see about the result when they're using the tap water and also the river water. We see what's the differences. Okay, let me to play the video. Okay, the teacher, they're going to start to do the experiment. This one is a methylene blue solutions. There's a blue color. Okay, they put the syringe, some of the methylene blue solution. After that, they will put inside the sample water. Okay, you can see the teacher. Okay, they put in the tap water. Okay, when I just put in the tap water, the situation like this. Okay, the blue color mixed with the sample water. Okay, so this is one of the example. That means the following they're using other sample water lah. They go to put in. Okay, so after that they need to keep. Okay, to keep this one the tap water into the dark dark boxes. We want to make sure the microorganism can stay there. Okay, when I just put in, okay, they also need to measure the time. Okay, what's the time the chain become the decolorized? Okay, now the teacher they close about the dark box. Okay, using the time to measure. Okay, to start the stopwatch. Every hour they go to check. Okay, finally you can see what happened. What's the differences? Okay, this one is the tap water. This one is pool water. Okay, and this one is air longkang. So we can see what's the differences. Okay, the tap water they still got little bit blue. Okay, you can see this one totally clean. Okay, for the pool one also is totally is normal water color already, no more blue color. So this one they want to test which one is more polluted. So from here I can find it air longkang is more polluted lah. You can see the clean more. Then the pool water still can see a little bit, and the tap water we can see blue color also. So this one is one of the experiment they want to test it. Okay, then we continue to the next part. Okay, so from here the observation we're using tap water, river water, distilled water, and pool water. If I'm no need to explain, the student also understand. Sure, the distilled water will continue blue color, is it, for longer time. Okay, so from here, river water and pool water almost the same. The time taken is always faster to decolorize. Okay, tap water maybe is the second one. Okay, but the distilled water sure the last one. It will take longer time to be decolorize the methylene blue solutions. Okay, now we can see some of the question. Okay, what's the use for methylene blue solution in this activity? Okay, important. We're going to check what's the answer for first question. Okay, methylated blue solution actually was a function. They use an indicator for the presence of the dissolved oxygen in the water sample or not. They want to check, is it the oxygen dissolved in the water more or less? Okay. Number two, what is the relationship between the time taken of the methylene blue solution to decolorize and also amount of dissolved oxygen? If the time taken shorter, means the dissolved oxygen is less. Agree, yeah? So from here, we just answer. The shorter the time for the methylene blue solution to decolorize in the water sample. So actually, how I go to answer, I just copy the question only. I just add the shorter. The shorter time taken for the methylene blue solution to decolorize. So I just copy from the question. Okay, after that, I continue on to talking about the time taken. How about the time taken? Time taken becomes shorter. So from here, they say the lesser the dissolved oxygen in the water sample. So time taken short means the oxygen is not enough. Okay, number 3, which one water sample is the most polluted? So from here, normally we get it as a river and also the pond. So from here, pond or you say river water sample. Why? Because the time taken for the methylene blue solution to decolorize is shorter. Okay, so this one is how to answer the 3 questions. Okay, so after finish the BOD and also API, now we're going to see the next one. The next one is purification method for contaminating the water using the green technology. Okay, what they're using? They use the effective microorganism mud ball, or we call it EM mud ball. They used to treat the polluted water. Okay, example of the microorganism we're using, there's a lactic acid bacteria, or we can using the photosynthetic bacteria, and the last one should be the yeast. Okay, normally they want to create the mud ball. They're using the material as a microorganism. So this one is a diagram example for the EM mud ball. Okay, how the EM mud ball to functions? Okay, we see some of the diagrams. Okay, function for the EM mud ball, you can see here, inhibit the growth of the algae. That means they prevent the growth of the algae and break down any sludge and also the silt in the put. Okay, I go to zoom the diagram. You can see very clear before and after. So this one is a before. Before they're using the EM mud ball treatment. Okay, you can find it. They got green color, dark green color. This one is algae. Okay, after they put the mud ball, okay, you can find it. The situation become clear. Okay, this one also another diagram. You can see a little bit green color. From here, they totally don't have. And the last one, they show a very clear one. This all is a algae bloom. So that means when they're using the EM mud ball, they can reduce the growth of the algae. Okay, so this one is an example diagram. Okay, then we continue. It will control the ammonium level and also suppress and pathogen. So this one is a function for the EM mud ball. Okay, so this one should be the final lah. So this one is a 3.2. So hope the student can finish the formative practice 3.2. This one just related to what I teaching today. Okay, hopefully the student you like my lesson, and also you can continue to support my lesson. You can subscribe my channel. That means you never miss the others lesson I go upload. Okay, so from here we just stop for a rest, just finish for 3.2 lesson. Okay, for the student, thank you for your watching if you go through my lesson. So thank you, bye. Okay, we see you for coming soon. Bye.